got the formation lap kicking up for the next category. It's the stock up to 165cc novice class. And this for sure is an interesting race indeed. Joining me, Anand Krishnan in the commentary box. Hey Anand, welcome back.
Thank you, Vivek. And another exciting race coming up. One of the most hotly contested races on the event calendar.
Absolutely. On our screens, we've got the start order from. We've got Manvit Reddy starting off in pole after a great win yesterday. Abdul Basim in P2, Tasmai Karyappa in P3. We got Adit Shah in P4, K in P5, Kavichola in P6, Abhinav G in P7, Kedarnath in P8, Ritesh Anand in P9, Jagadishri starting from P10 for one racing in the. She's been rider in this grid. KR Thamrin in P11, Subhash in P12, Amit Prasad in P13, Manikandan B in P14, Prithviraj in P15, Pranav in P16, Sangeet in P17, Abhishek in P18. We've got Vignesh Gaud in P19, Savion Sabu in P21, Jatin in P22, and Mahadev Panikar in P23. So Anand, the interesting part here, our race championship leader, Vignesh Gaud, is starting from P19 for the Races Motorcycle Club. And Savion Sabu, who's the closest contender for the championship from the AXXOR SPARKS Racing team, is also starting from P20 because they crashed out, of course, yesterday. So, yeah, that's where we are at.
So, this is a very interesting setup because in the last few rounds, Vignesh has had a comfortable lead and he's really not got into too many dogfights. So does he have what it takes to be able to claw his way up the grid? So that is going to be an interesting thing to watch out. Savion has had past experience within this championship fighting to go up the top. So it'll be really interesting to see how they cope. I'm very curious to see what Vignesh Gaud brings to the table today.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is going to be. He's going to want to slingshot from that back. Like literally catapult himself. Whenever I think of a category 3, we've got number 6. All of them starting from the back of the grid now. 6 laps. And it's race time here. Oh, a little bit of a wheelie, a pop wheelie there for Abdul Basim, but he recovers quickly. So it's Manvit, Tasmai and Abdul Basim. Abdul Basim on the green color bike there, racing for Rockers Racing. Manvit Reddy for racing with Team RACR, Castrol Pan Ultimate. And Tasmai Karyappa for Team Pacer Yamaha 1.
Vignesh Gaud made a blistering start, did exactly what he needed to do and made up about 10 positions before he crossed C1.
I think that's the benefit of having a packed grid also. When you have so many bikes, there's a lot of chaos, commotion going on, and it's easy if you are focused and if you are able to find that little gap, that little tunnel for yourself, you can actually make your break in that first couple of corners.
Yeah, so we've seen Vignesh lead from the front very comfortably. It'll be nice to see how, what skills he brings to the table to claw from the back.
Absolutely.
And, well, 2 positions going into C4. He clearly is showing that he's got what it takes.
Yeah, he's already in P7 at this point. Vignesh is the reason why he is the championship leader and he wants to prove it to the world today. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the stock up to 165cc national championship category. These are the novice riders. It's the start of their racing career. They've done a fantastic job. Usually, as the season goes, it's towards the 4th and 5th season that these riders really settle into the season, settle into their motorcycle.
So Tasmai Vignesh Gaud up to 6th place now, and he's had a brilliant race so far. In the middle of all this, where is Savion?
I'm exactly what I was looking for. I'm trying to figure where he's currently placed. I have a feeling we need to look out for bike number 6, and I think I see him there. He's also moved up to the mid-pack at this point. I just got him there. He's on that Furigan suit. He's in that mid-order. He too has made up some place. So has a number 43.
Savion seems to be around the 10th place right now. That's some brilliant riding by him as well. But Vignesh Gaud, He is showing true intent now, and he's moved up to third place.
Fantastic racing from Vignesh Gaudia. He's moved up into P3 and he's putting pressure on Abdul Basim right now. Abdul Basim looking at him and giving a nod. Hey, you want to race? No racing.
Well, it didn't last for too long because just going into C1, Vignesh got the better of Basim.
Yeah, here is Vignesh Gaud now ready to strike. Manvit Reddy. I must say, Manvit Reddy, out of this entire lot, he looks gigantic on that bike. I think he is the tallest rider here. Must be a difficult time to kind of really tuck into because it's a tiny bike.
Yeah, to tuck in, and I think it's physically quite straining to tuck in. You know, the breathing gets a little more difficult when you tuck in because your lungs are compressed. So it is just going to be that much more difficult.
Absolutely. And I think from the looks of it, looks like Vignesh Gaud has reclaimed the lead of this race. Ladies and gentlemen, that was just done in the last 1 lap, 1.5 laps probably, 1 lap and 4 corners to be precise, from P19 all the way to the race lead.
And he's already pulled off a lead, and you know, there's a gap and it's growing, and it's about half a second right now.
So he's done about 2 here. So last time around, the first lap, he's done a 2:14.983. Anand, do you want to know what the difference in timing between the rest of the pack here is? Look at that, 3 seconds.
Oh, that is just ridiculous at this time. Vignesh is showing to everybody what he is capable of. He's proving to everybody that he has what it takes to be the champion of this category.
Absolutely, I mean, that's a phenomenal effort. Here is the mid-pack. We see a couple of the Sparks Racing bike, we see the Alpha Racing bike, the 80 Rookies Racing bike, we see the Pacer Yamaha 1 team. We're also seeing the One Racing team with Jagadishi. Wow, very, very strong and a packed mid-order.
Very true,
Look at the pace. Look at the pace.
Blistering pace. Sets the fastest lap of the race yet again with a 2:10.289, and he is 1.5 seconds faster than anybody else on the grid. The others have picked up the pace, but they're still not able to match what Vignesh has brought to the table today.
Well, so far from what I'm seeing, Savion Sabu also has done a fantastic job from P20. He's moved up into P5, and he too is the only other rider in the 210 sector. He's about 1/100th of a second slower than Vignesh Gaud at this point, but I think we should watch out for Savion Sabu.
Yeah, this is turning out to be really, really interesting, and what a display of skills that we are seeing from both Savion and Vignesh.
This is some incredible racing so far, ladies and gentlemen. We got Vignesh Gaud and Savion Sabu making the comeback from the back of the grid. It isn't easy, especially when you've got 23 bikes on the grid, when it's a packed grid. And let's not forget, these are stock motorcycles. I want to take a moment to talk about the category. These are stock machines. The only thing that's done to them is remove all the excess electricals, the lights, the indicators, the stands, and make it race ready.
Yeah, I think there is a little more involved in making it race ready than just removing the racing parts.
Yeah.
What the teams also try to do is get the bikes as close to the blueprint as possible. You know, the factory blueprint, which is get the parts down to the actual design specifications of that motorcycle. So the teams work on that as well. And you know, these bikes, though they are stock, usually perform a little better, just a little better, because of these very fine tender love and care that the teams put in. A little better than what you can buy right off a showroom.
Yeah, absolutely, Ananta. And I think all the teams at this point have done a fantastic job with the bikes, but just look at the top 7, right? I'm talking about probably the top 10. They're all within a second of each other, or a second and a half of each other. So that's a very close quarter battle for the top 10 in itself. And I think we're seeing some momentum here coming from the front order. Vignesh Gaud, definitely, look at that gap. He's building up on the pace here.
Yeah, but he hasn't been able to pull away like I expected he would. But he's probably, you know, playing the waiting game. He doesn't need to push now that he's in the lead, and he's just pacing himself.
Well, I'm seeing Savion Sabu for the AXXOR Sparks Racing team make the break. He's the only one who's cracked that 2:09.975 in the earlier lap. Wow, What a pace from Savion Sabu. He's moved up into podium contention ahead of Manmith Reddy. Take that, he says, Anand. Take that, he says.
Brilliant racing. I think this weekend has been very interesting. The track has thrown up several wonderful opportunities to the riders to really prove what they're made of. So one of the most memorable races for any racer, there are two kinds of results. You know, sometimes a racer crashes but still manages to come on the podium, and that usually is a very special race. And so are races where a rider starts at the back of the grid, claws their way to the front and finishes on a podium. It's always special.
Closed in considerably on Vignesh Gowd at this point. I'm not sure if he's had a look back or if he's realized, but here is the fight. I think Savion Sabu is in the flow. He's got that pace. He's really showing us, because I think with him, the rest of the pack have kind of closed up on Vignesh Gowd at this point.
Yeah, they have. Vignesh seems to be pacing. He seems to be controlling the pace here. I think he's got a little more up his sleeve that he's not showing at this point.
Yeah, I think you're right, Anant. At this point, I think Vignesh is a smart rider. He's the championship leader, and there's a lot at stake at this point for him. He had a DNF yesterday, and I think that kind of probably upset his rhythm yesterday, because he's been having a clean sweep so far.
Manmeet has managed to stay on to the blistering pace that is being set by the top two, and so has Basim and Kavi Cholayarasan. They have managed, the top five have managed to stick together. So anything can happen. We have seen this in the grid in the past. There are a lot of position changes in the last couple of laps, and that is where we are right now. So expect some great action and some surprises as well.
So far, Vignesh Gowd's early lap was the slowest that he's put out during this race. As one of the slower laps that he's put out during this race. And that's where Savion Sabu clearly has gone, the quickest. But there is a drop in pace at this point now with everybody. You can see a little bit of that gap pulling away. The top two are definitely pulling away further now. We've got 2 laps remaining, Anant, and I think it's kind of settling in.
It's not over till the checkered flag is waved.
Spot on, Anant. We rode with, that was number 56. That was on the screen earlier on.
Ritesh Anand
doing a good job racing there. Looks like Manmith Reddy, I'm really impressed with the way he's playing the battlefield.
Yeah, he seems to have a very mature head on his shoulders, and no aggressive, risky maneuvers, no impatience. He seems to be happy, being patient, waiting for his opportunities.
Absolutely. Looks like 3 different lines from 3 different riders there. Vignesh Gowd going a little outside, Savion on a more offensive line, and Manmith just trying to find the right rhythm to get a better exit speed, I think.
Yeah, he's just waiting for an opportunity to bounce.
Looks like Savion Sabu is going to attempt catching on to that slipstream. He is in the slipstream zone here. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going into the last lap of this race with our race leaders fighting on for position.
Yet another sedate lap from Vignesh. He is definitely trying to control, but there you see it.
Number 6 goes ahead. Wow, Savion Sabu makes the move on Vignesh Gowd. Can Vignesh respond? This is going to be a fight to the checkered flag now. It's advantage Savion at this point, but he might be coming under the slipstream zone in that back straight and the rest of the couple of corners remaining. Vignesh isn't done without this fight, and Manmith Reddy, I think, is just being patient.
Oh wow, look at that straight line speed.
Yeah, he just shot through in that straight line speed, yeah.
Watch out for number 41, Kavi Cholayarasan. He's there, he's with the front bunch. Will he be able to pull off a surprise?
Yeah, you never know. Kavi is a great rider. He's got some experience, and I think that hunger for a podium, right? That hunger to be on top could definitely be something to watch out for.
Yeah, anything can happen. The first 2 positions have drifted away a little further, but there's a tough fight for positions 3, 4 and 5.
Yeah, looks like the top 5 have really stretched away from the rest of the pack here. Savion Sabu makes the move yet again at turn 8. He makes it stick and he makes it work. Has he gone defensive? Yes, he has. He slides into the apex and he's holding that line.
Oh, that's just brilliant, brilliant riding. Perfectly timed, but can he hold his place going into the hook? No, he cannot.
That's into turn 9A. Vignesh goes into the inside. Oh, that's a big, big mistake there for Savion Sabu. Almost losing out there, but he manages to... I don't know how he still managed to keep on P2. Fantastic effort from Savion here.
Yeah, Bashim tried to take advantage of the opportunity, but couldn't.
Looks like the checkered flag is waving. And here you go, folks. Vignesh Gad from the Races Motorcycle Club takes the win. Savion Sabu, what a race from him for the AXXOR SPARKS Racing team. Still manages for P2. And looks like it's Abdul Basim that got the better of Manvit Reddy and takes P3. Yes, yes, we love you too, Vignesh Gad. Brilliant, brilliant racing. He's had a ball here. I think all five of them had a blast with this race.
Yes, they did. And there's a lot of potential I see with Abdul Basim, and I think he is maturing really, really well for next year, and would love to see him.
I'm truly impressed with Kavi Cholai because this is one of the few races that we've seen him really step up. He's in the pace. He's caught up to the front bunch, so we can definitely see some action coming from Kavi Cholai in the next round. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. Anand's going to catch up with our winners down here at the pit lane. You know the drill. Don't go anywhere. I'm sure the racers have some interesting deets about the race. What a race so far. Vignesh Gad from P19 taking the win. Savion Sabu from P20 taking P2. And Abdul Basim manages to secure another podium this round. Stay tuned, folks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Savion, that was a brilliant ride to come into P2. Tell us, how your race was, and specifically what happened on C10 on the last lap.
So race was good, the start was good, but I got blocked at C1 and I went back to 15th or 12th position, and then I had to make my way up to top 5, then found the rhythm. I could connect with my bike and have fun with in the race. But yeah, I'm super happy that everyone is supporting me here. My parents, my team members, my mechanic, everyone had made the bike really fast. And I'm super happy about my performance today. Self-satisfied. Thank you.
Yeah, tell us what happened in C10. That was an interesting move you made.
C10 I ran in too hot. Then I had to control with the rear brake. I ran wide and it was hard to pull the bike back. And I made contact with Basim. But anyway, made it on the podium. Thank you.
Congratulations.